Do you have ESP? ESP, short for Easy Speed Pay, is the revolutionary new way to send and receive money with your computer or smartphone. Experts agree that ESP's encrypted software is more secure than plastic because unlike debit or credit cards, ESP can't be lost, stolen, or compromised because it's protected by strict international banking laws, regulations, and safeguards. ESP is rapidly becoming the new preferred way to send and receive money to anyone or any business anywhere in the U.S., and if businesses use ESP occasionally, ESP allows them to reduce their costs and risk of exposure. And if they use ESP exclusively, it allows them to cut out the middleman and completely eliminate credit card fees and any risk of chargebacks. Which, in case you didn't know, chargebacks cost merchants over $11 billion a year, not to mention it wastes nearly 90 minutes on average to fight each dispute. In essence, ESP finally puts business owners back in total control of their finances, allowing them to retain 100% of their profits. But in our opinion, achieving success with the Mobile Concepts Network has nothing to do with hard and physically exhausting work. From our experience, there are two ways to get a job done: the ESP way and the hard way. And for those that don't have a lot of time and really need an easier way to make some money, welcome to the Mobile Concepts Network and the ESP way of life. Best of all, our affiliates do not waste time in trying to convince business owners to switch their credit card processor, buying or leasing equipment, or haggling over rates or percentages. And while we realize that the ESP software can't compete with the convenience of swiping a card at a gas pump, for the right type of business, ESP can be a lifesaver when it comes to speed, convenience, security, and the ability to save a business thousands of dollars in processing fees. A business doesn't even have to have a credit card merchant account to use the ESP software. All they need is an internet connection, a printer, and a smartphone. Not to mention, ESP works great as a backup payment system. In a nutshell, ESP was built for virtually anyone that wants or needs to send or receive money instantly, whether they're a person or business that simply wants to eliminate the typical hassles, inconvenience, and fees associated with sending or receiving money, including services like PayPal and online e-wallets. Here's some quick examples of how ESP works. A father needs to send some money ASAP to his daughter who's away at college. Without ESP, Dad would have to take time to visit the Western Union or his bank, pay an outgoing wire fee, or FedEx a cashier's check or money order. Total time wasted, about an hour. Total fees, $25 to $55. Now let's compare that to ESP. With ESP, Dad would simply log onto the ESP secured website or use the ESP app on his smartphone, enter his daughter's information, and with a click, his daughter instantly can open up a secured link in her email or text, allowing her to print out a check and then deposit it at her favorite bank, or deposit it using the bank's app on her smartphone. Total time, 2 minutes. Total fees, 0, simply because they have ESP. Next, Susan sells products on eBay, Amazon, and Craigslist. Rather than pay up to 4% in fees, she invites her customers to pay using ESP. Her customers take a few seconds to enter their information, and then Susan prints out her customers' checks, deposits them, and then once the checks clear the bank, she ships the items with complete peace of mind knowing that she gets to keep 100% of her profits and has absolutely zero risk of chargebacks. As you see, Susan is totally in control of her business because she has ESP. Did you know that in the U.S. over 12 million businesses lose up to 8% of their profits every day because their customers use credit cards or e-wallets? Did you know that if one of their customers files a dispute, which happens often because someone doesn't recognize the name of a business on their credit card statement, that the business owner is nailed with up to a $35 dispute charge? And even if the business owner wins the dispute, they have to pay an additional resolution fee, which also costs them up to $35. Were you aware that merchants are 100% liable and at risk of chargebacks for up to 6 months? Sadly for merchants, in many cases it's a triple whammy. 1, the merchant loses the product they sold to the customer. 2, they lose the money from the sale. And 3, they lose by being forced to pay chargeback fees and penalties. ESP eliminates all of those headaches, and as a Mobile Concepts Network affiliate, that's a really good feeling. Now for those who think that it's no big deal for business owners to give up to 2 to 8% profit on each transaction, consider this. If a business sells $10,000 a month via credit cards at a 4.5% rate, that's $450 a month. And if a business sells $1 million a month, even at a reduced fee of say 2%, that's $20,000 a month, nearly $250,000 a year just to accept credit cards. So yes, businesses of any size, traditional or home-based, are very open to the idea of cutting expenses and reducing risk, especially when they find out how much ESP costs. ESP has a one-time software license cost of only $300 plus an annual $60 hosting charge and includes free upgrades. Now, unlike other ways that you may have seen to make money, sharing ESP does not take hours, weeks, and months for prospects to see, touch, taste, and smell if it works. ESP works instantly, and again, demonstrating how it works can be done sharing online videos via email or text. So do you have ESP? Millions of people are anxiously awaiting the solutions that Easy SpeedPay provides. Join us today as a Mobile Concepts Network affiliate and help us introduce others to the ESP way of life.